about the selection of Sarah Palin?
I think it's a great selection. I think it's very. I think it's a changing. It's a changer. It shakes things up in the right direction. I think it's really a great move by Senator McCain. Shows that he's thinking outside the box. He's not picking somebody from as an insider in Washington. He's looking for somebody outside.
What would you say about her traditionally conservative values?
Well, the governor hasn't taken a position on any of the federal issues. She hasn't had to, so I'm very hopeful that we'll see the right things coming from her on that. But she's certainly conservative socially. But even when you talk about those things, a woman who's pro-life, for example, lends more credibility to that issue when she says that. And it's pretty hard to argue with the decision that she made to go ahead and give birth to her child, even though it was Down syndrome. How do you argue against that? So I think that it's. I think she gives a soft touch to some of these issues.
What do you think about the Democratic convention and how should the Republicans respond to that from the historic convention last week?
Well, it was historic. It was a historic convention. This is going to be a historic election, and that for sure, either an African American or a woman is going to be in the White House, and I think that's really quite a change. But I think that Senator Obama's speech was certainly it was a dynamic speech. He touched on all the right things he needed to touch on in terms of the arguments that would be made against him. But I still think he's lacking in any kind of specificity for the programs. He says we're going to tax the companies that do away with jobs. We're going to give benefits to those who create jobs. But what does that mean? What is he actually going to do? And I think he has not really been specific on those things.
Can you finally talk about maybe the federal amendment to legislate gay marriage?
Well, Senator McCain has been opposed to that. I'm obviously very opposed to that. I think our battle is not going to be at the federal level. It's going to be at the state levels. Just as if people think that if Roe v. Wade was overturned, that suddenly abortion would be illegal everywhere. It goes back to the states and becomes a state issue. And that's exactly what we're dealing with on this gay marriage issue. And I think one by one, as states come through, like particularly large states like California, we're going to win this issue.
I got you, right?